I have always wondered if there is a meaningful difference in driving on winter tires versus all-season tires when it's right around +5 Celsius, which is around 40 Fahrenheit. Today I'm testing that. I'm currently sitting on my winter tires, which I've been riding on this whole winter, but now it's the time to take them off. Today I've got perfect conditions to run this test. I'm going to do a 50-kilometer loop on a fresh trip on the winter tires, immediately go home, change over to my all-season tires, and then do the exact same loop from the exact same starting point and calculate the differences to see if there's an actual difference. The weather should stay pretty much the same here for the next few hours. It's 3 p.m. right now, so as long as I'm pretty quick, it's only going to be a few degrees difference, so there shouldn't be too much of an impact being an EV. Also, as a bonus feature, I'm going to test the decibel sound levels of the winters. I'm going to get a 10-second average as well as on the all seasons just to see if my non-EV rated tires actually are that much louder. Because when I put them on, I remember they weren't that much louder, but we'll see with an official test from the same device at the same exact section of road how much difference there actually is on that. So leg 1 here on the winters will be on these tires. They are Hankook Winter iCept IZ3s running on the ART Replica 267. So they're basically 18-inch Uber turbines that are third party, but I've loved having them this entire winter. Both trips will be done like this, where I drive to the Hague Service Center, and I should get there at 63%, the car says, and then I'll get back here to Dollarama, exactly where I'm starting now, at 56%. I'm starting at 68%. So it's saying we're going to use about 12% for this trip. This is going to be my trip. I've just driven up 10 feet just to get the trip going, and let's get started. Almost forgot to mention my temperature will be set to 20 degrees Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit, and my tire pressure is at 42 all the way around. And you can see the roads are getting wet, things are getting really melty, and that is why I'm changing the tires over. There is still snow, but it's disappearing quick, and the all seasons on the Tesla that it came with, I have a lot of faith in, and so I want to get this done before we see temperatures like +10 starting next week. And as always, for both legs of my test, I'm going to be doing 114 kilometers an hour, which is an even 70 miles an hour. That's just for consistency. And currently, just for sake of interest, my battery is at 6 degrees Celsius. We'll see if that ends up being a factor or if it ends up being pretty close to the same temperature for the second test later. I'm not going to charge in between, so the battery should stay pretty consistent at the same temperature. And for the decibel testing, what I'm going to do is it's just a basic app on my phone, but I'll be using the same app at the exact same patch of road for both tests, so it's still going to be consistent. Even if it's off a little bit, we will still know what is officially louder. I'll be turning it on for 10 seconds and it calculates the average over 10 seconds, so that'll eliminate any small variances and me guessing, trying to pick the right time, and that's what we'll do. So I'm going to try to find a good patch of road here where I have a landmark sign or something that I can start the timer at for both portions of the test. I might even do it on the way there and on the way back just to get 2 readings for each set of tires, so I'm just even more accurate. So we got a nice straight patch of highway here right by these reverse signs, and I'm going to start the first test. So as soon as I press this, it's going to give me a fresh 10-second timer. So according to the phone app, we got 66 decibel average over that 10-second portion. I'm going to do it on the way back here too, and then yeah, I'm pretty curious to see how the factory all seasons are going to do on that test as well. Because honestly, for these ones not being official EV tires, there's no foam or anything, no sound deadening in these tires. I found them to be excellent on the highway. I've drove them BC and back, I drove them all winter. I think I did around 7,000 kilometers, and yeah, they've been excellent. I don't know if you need to spend the extra $150 a tire or whatever it is, that's what I was seeing, just to get that special EV rating, because these have been just fine for me. And update at 15 kilometers in here, so I've used pretty much exactly 3 kilowatt hours, and I'm averaging about 188 watt hours per kilometer so far, so we'll see how this continues. Just turned around a minute ago at 178 watt hours per kilometer here halfway through, so this is looking pretty good. We should get well under 180 here by the time we go through town and have that second regen section. And so considering that the EPA rated range on this car is about 137 watt hours per kilometer, this actually isn't too bad in my opinion. Even being on winters right now, getting about 180, and that's on the highway, I'm pretty okay with this considering it's just above 0 degrees. It's about 4 degrees Celsius. That's pretty close to freezing point. Still, I'm, within smelling distance of the EPA rated range here at 180. Anything under 200 to me is a victory. I would imagine that my all seasons will do better, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be a lot better. And I will have the aero caps on them too. That's a test I will run in the future, is the aero caps versus no aero caps, what is more efficient? So look forward to that video as well to see if the basic aero caps actually make a difference, but you don't feel like going through the effort of doing an equal round trip loop yourself. I'll do all the work for you and give you the information. 20 more kilometers to go here, still sitting right at 178. I think we're kind of locked in at that number here, honestly, and I think that's what we're going to pretty much end up with. And that will have been about 12% overall state of charge used here for a 50-kilometer round trip. So yeah, honestly, that's not too bad. So if we actually were to work out, 12% per every 50 kilometers, it'd be 60% for every 250 kilometers. So I would probably expect around 450 kilometers on a full charge here on the current setup at the current weather with winter tires. To me, that's way further than I can drive in one sitting without going to the washroom or something. On a road trip, there's chargers every 200 kilometers or so. And so yeah, I would say even here in the middle of the prairies in Canada, where there's minimal superchargers, you can still do a road trip, and I've proven it in my road trip video, but I'm further proving it here that as soon as things get even slightly warmer, your range dramatically increases. All right, so right at this Smoky Joe sign, we're gonna do round 2 of the sound test. So here we go, gonna start it up now, and I'm gonna be quiet while it runs. All right, folks, 67, so both directions, it was pretty much the same. So that is our benchmark here, 66 or 67 on the winters. And I'm back at Dollarama, so let's see how the car did. So overall, loop was 51 kilometers. I used 8.7 kilowatt hours, and we used 171 watt hours per kilometer. And it looks like my tires heated up a little bit throughout the drive, but you know what? It is what it is. They were 42 cold, and that's what I'm going to set the summers to as well. So now time for me to cruise home quickly. I'm going to quickly change over to my all-season tires and come back here at Dollarama before temperature and weather and everything changes so we can get a super accurate test. So I will be right back. Right, so it's been a short while later, everything went smoothly and my factory wheels and tires are back on. Now, you want to go back in here and always make sure these are set properly. I had this already set like this for my winters since that was the only 18-inch option. But for tires, I'm going to change this from winter to all season or summer. And in service type, I'm just going to hit seasonal tire swap. I believe that's everything I need to do. I don't know if I need to press reset. Service type will be permanently saved in the vehicle's service history. Interesting. Okay. Do I do reset? Update complete, limit hard acceleration for the first few minutes to ensure calibration. Cool. Looks like I'm good to go. So if I X out of here, tire service mileage less than 500 kilometers ago, that is bang on with what I did. So I think I am set. And so I'm back on the factory wheels and tires here. So you can see these are Hankook Ventus S1AS, and we got the sound absorber badging there. So now it's time to head back to Dollarama to do round trip of the loop and see if I beat it or not. I'm kind of excited. Back at the big Dollarama. And yeah, tire pressure sensors have just magically reset to 44. Don't know how that works, to be honest. I just know that the tires have pressure sensors and they automatically figure it out after a couple minutes, but I'll take it. And I got my trip all reset here with the proper all seasons title, so I guess we are ready to go. And of course, I'm going to be doing sound tests on both portions. So on the way there at the exact same spot, on the way back at the exact same spot. Weather is pretty much within a degree or two of before. No windier, no less windier. It's just exactly like for like circumstance. So let's get going here and see if these beat it. I sure hope they will, but yeah, I guess we'll find out. And we're back at these same backwards signs, so time to do an audio test. Moment of truth here. Now I know that with decibels, even like a difference of 3 decibels is like twice as louder. It's something crazy like that. There's some weird math behind it. I don't know it, I'm not gonna pretend to, but I know that 3 decibels is a big deal. However, that is the same result as on the way in with the winters. And this is a dry highway, so I am pretty surprised. I knew that I was pretty close on when I was thinking that the winters I had sure didn't sound much louder than my all seasons, but I guess I wasn't crazy. Of course, I'm gonna do it on the way back as well, right by that Smoky Joe's meat shop. But based on what I've seen here, I mean, I'm expecting them to be right in that same range. Now that being said, it's nice and quiet in here. I can easily talk to people in the back seat. It's a nice quiet place, but I really just thought that getting regular winter tires would make it louder. I'm really surprised that the factory EV sound deadening tires don't seem to do any better of a job than regular Hankook winters. Same brand of tires too. I'm surprised about that. Let me know if you are too. Gonna do a 15-kilometer update here soon so I can compare it to the way in. I actually forget what I was at. I think it was 188 is what I want to say I was at 15 kilometers last time. So yeah, we're gonna see if I'm gonna beat that or not. I think it's gonna be pretty close. All right, well, 15 kilometers in, and yeah, we're hitting a rate around 184 watt hours per kilometer. So I am trending to be doing better. This is dropping kind of rapidly as we go. I did have to speed up to around 119 or 120 briefly before to get out of a weird left lane hogging, people going weird speed situation. So I did have to do that. That brought my efficiency down a little bit, and now it's just consistently dropping a bit. But even including that, I am doing better than the winters, so the tires themselves are doing a little better here, at least after 15 kilometers, but I don't expect that to change. All right, so I just hit the turnaround and 27 kilometers in, and I am at 173 watt hours per kilometer. Truthfully, I actually forget what I was at on the way out. So this is kind of a surprise to me. I forget if we're winning or losing, but I think this is very close to what I had before. Might be slightly under. And going off of memory and nothing else, I'm pretty sure my final result was 178 or 176 watt hours per kilometer. And so, yeah, I mean, for me to be sitting right at like 175, I'm kind of thinking like, geez, these are just as efficient as my winters, and maybe that's fine. I'm just surprised about that is all. I know, that being said, even if they are tied right now, that in the summer, when it's warm, those winters would get extremely soft and squishy. And then at that point, I would really start losing some mileage. But yeah, since today, it was only about +3, +4 Celsius. It was not warm enough for those to get soft enough that it's going to really make a dent to my mileage. I think there must be more wind going this way or something, because my mileage is actually creeping back up closer to 178. So this is going to probably end up being a really close test, but kind of interesting to know that the factory wheels with the aero caps, they're doing pretty much just as good as my Uber turbine clones that are 18s with winters. That's kind of shocking, but yeah, cool, I guess. And by the way, I am doing this on the same day. I just had to change clothes because my shirt got dirty before, and just realized I'm wearing my new LTT RGB shirt. LTTstore.com. And I even got their podcast going, The WAN Show, while I'm driving. LTT X Frozen Tesla collaboration coming up. And there's the Smokey Joe sign. Time for sound test number 2. All right, let's start it up. Wow. Well, averaged at 68 and 67. So these technically averaged higher than the winters. That is interesting. Of course, there could be tiny variances there, but I used the same device at the same patch of road on the same day within a couple of hours and recorded from the same distance. Everything is the same. The variables are all the same. I am pretty surprised about that result, even though it's super close, very, very close. I don't notice it, but I thought there'd be a slight win to these, but it is what it is. I guess that's a random little takeaway that I didn't see coming. Just made it back to Dollarama, and I double checked my numbers from the first video, and it was 170.8, not 178. So that actually makes this way closer than I thought it would. So there's the result on the all seasons. 8.4 kilowatt hours, so only 0.3 kilowatt hours saved, and 170 watt hours per kilometer. So literally 3 watt hours per kilometer difference. That is pretty well nothing. That could be as small as a variance with a little bit more wind, since I'm doing this an hour and a half later. Like, it could be that close. I am really shocked at how tight this is. We're talking like less than a 5% gain here. And I think what that tells me is, you know, when it's cold and when those winter tires are nice and cold and they're still not squishy and soft, they are perfectly efficient and totally a valid option to run in the winter, and you're not going to really worry about mileage. I don't know if it was just those or if it was the Uber turbines that were more efficient. Those things are Tesla optimized wheels, and yeah, I mean, I have no complaints about them. They ran me good all winter long here, and obviously they are pretty aerodynamic because they're competing with the with the aero caps from Tesla themselves on the all seasons. And also the noise thing, that surprised me too. So overall, quite a few surprises here. These are way tighter and way closer than I thought they would be. Honestly, I thought this would be like 10 or 15% more efficient with the all seasons, but is more like 3 to 4 to 5, something in that really low neighborhood where at that point it's almost margin of error. It's not even a clear victory. I really thought this would be at least a 10% win, but there you guys go. That's what you can expect, at least when it's just barely in the plus temps, right around +4 or +5. So right around that 40 Fahrenheit number. That's kind of where things are still pretty much the same, assuming that your wheels are fairly aerodynamic too. You guys can look forward to more testing similar to this. I know I'm excited to film them. If you're looking to buy a Tesla, make sure you use my referral link. You'll get a discount. I'll get a kickback in Tesla credits. Everybody wins. I would really appreciate if you would like the video, and if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for checking out another Frozen Tesla video. See you in the next one.